Hello, I am Miss Kane, and we're going to take a look at Station 1. Station 1, I have a piece of magnesium. So magnesium is a metal, and I just did that, so I must be super strong. So this is what the magnesium looks like. I also can bend it, so that's an interesting property. So there's the magnesium. And I have a Bunsen burner, so I'm going to light the Bunsen burner. The Bunsen burner has a reaction that is burning a gas, just like if you have a gas stove. And so we're going to take this piece of magnesium and put it into the Bunsen burner flame, and we're going to see if that heat has any effect on the magnesium. Any guesses as to what might happen? So we're going to see what happens. There also is air present around here, so that might also be part of the reaction. I think we saw something happen there. So I'm going to put it in the evaporating dish here, and we're going to take a closer look at what does it look like now. So there's still a piece of magnesium that looks the way it did originally, but now there's some that looks a little different. So make sure you get your before and after observations, and you're trying to figure out whether it was a chemical, a physical change, or possibly both.
Hi everybody, I am Mrs. Kaywood, and we are at Station 2. So in Station 2 we took some chalk and we put it in a mortar and pestle and we ground it up. And then we're going to take our scupula, and you can notice what our substance looks like beforehand. Make sure you're making your observations in your data table. And I'm going to take 1 scoop of our substance and put it into our small beaker. And then I'm going to take our vinegar, and you can notice what that looks like beforehand. And I'm going to take a couple drops of that vinegar, and we're going to place it into our substance, and we're going to watch what happens. Make sure you take note of anything that you're seeing in your data table, and then you're going to predict if it is chemical, physical, or both. And this is Station 3, so you're going to notice I have some zinc metal. So take a look at what that looks like beforehand. Make some observations. I'm going to put our zinc into our beaker, and I'm going to take our hydrochloric acid, so you can see your observations beforehand of your hydrochloric acid. And I'm going to mix the two of them. And what you can see here in your after is you see some vigorous bubbles, and I will tell you that if I put my hand on the bottom of our beaker, it does feel warm. And I happen to have over here a reaction that has been sitting out for 5 minutes, and you can see what it looks like if I pour out the hydrochloric acid, what my zinc looks like. So make your after observations, and then let's figure out if it's physical, chemical, or both.
Hi everyone, I am Mrs. Murphy, and we are here at station number 4. I have 2 different substances here that I'm going to mix together, but we need to make sure we record our pre-observations first. The first that I have is milk of magnesia, which is something that you take if you have a stomach ache and it calms your stomach. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this into my small beaker. You can make your observations, noting the consistency, the color, and then I have a second substance here. This is phenolphthalein. You can note what state of matter it is, what color it is. And I'm going to go ahead and add a couple drops of this to our milk of magnesia, and make sure you're recording any reaction or any observations that take place during the reaction. You see there is a clear difference from when the 2 substances were separate at the beginning. Is this change a physical or a chemical change? What do you think?
Hello and welcome to station number 5, the last station. So we have 2 reactants here, and one of them is iron 3 chloride, and I'll pour it into the beaker. It'll give you a little bit better view for what it looks like. It is not a solid, and it has some color to it. And then the other is ammonia. So you may have ammonia at home, and ammonia is a liquid as well, and I'm going to carefully pour some in so you can still see what happens. So if we look at it, it looks quite a bit different than it did before, and I'm going to try to move it around so you can see perhaps a little bit more of what the consistency is of it now. So that again was station 5. We had iron 3 chloride and ammonia, and your after and the before are quite a bit different from one another.